Welcome to BRC Ball Talk. We're going to talk about some college basketball predictions for February 20th, Sunday. We're going to talk about five games today. The first game will be Houston versus Wichita State. The game is at Wichita State. Houston won 12 in a row before losing 2 in a row versus SMU and Memphis. Houston is shooting 46.9% from the field, which ranks them 60th in the nation. They are 60th in points per game, averaging 76.2. They're only allowing 58 points a game, which is sixth best in the nation. They destroyed UCF at home last game. They held UCF to 28.3% shooting. They're pretty good defensively. Defensive ball club. They're pretty good at scoring inside. They are 21-4 in the American Athletic Conference. They're 10-2 in the conference. They are 5-2 away. But they're playing in a tough place, man. They are playing in Wichita State. It's going to be tough. You know the crowd's going to be into it. Wichita State, they lost against Houston 76-66 on January 8th. They've lost 7 of their last 8 versus Houston. Wichita State is shooting 40.2% from the field. They barely beat UCF in the year. One thing I noticed about Wichita State, they're kind of stiff. They're not that athletic. But, they beat some good teams. They beat SMU, who is 18-6 on the year. They're 10-5 at home, 13-10 overall, 4-7 in the American Athletic Conference. It's going to be a tough game. Wichita State will cover. I'm taking Wichita State 7.5. But Houston's going to win the game. But it's going to be a nail biter. Houston's going to win this game 68-63. Our next game will be Rutgers versus Purdue. Purdue is favored by 12.5. Rutgers, they're fighting for their lives. They're fighting to make the tournament. Rutgers is pretty good defensively. They're one of their best players is hurt, but I think he's going to play. But we're not sure. We're not sure though. It's Harper Jr., Ron Harper's kid. He hurt his non-shooting hand. Now Rutgers has beat 5 ranked opponents this year. They dominated Illinois the last time they played. They averaged 68.4 points a game. Which is not good. It's not bad either, but And again, we don't know if Harper Jr., one of their best players, we don't know if he's going to play. But Purdue is 23-4 on the year. They're in first place in the Big Ten. Their last game, they barely beat Northwestern, 70-64. But let me tell you something, man. Purdue is smelling blood right now because they owe Rutgers one. They owe Rutgers a beating because Rutgers beat them, in the beginning of the year on a buzzer beater. So they're smelling blood right now. We have to consider the injury factor. Harper is hurt. But one thing that scares me about Purdue, they're not that athletic, man. They're a tired team. They're a tired team right now. But, I think the offensive factor, they're just too much for Rutgers, man. They just have too much offensive firepower for Rutgers. So I think Purdue's going to win this game 77-62. So I got Purdue covering with the 12.5. Our next game will be George Mason and Fordham. Now, George Mason is is favored by 5.5. George Mason is favored by 5.5. They're 13-11 on the year. They are averaging 72 points a game. You know, they beat a pretty good Maryland team during the year. You know, they shooting 37.5% from three-point land. They killed Fordham last year by 32 points, man. Absolutely destroyed them. They won 5 of the last 6 beatings against Fordham. They move the ball really well. Fordham moves the ball really well. They move the ball very fluidly. The ball moves around really good. They're 193rd in scoring defense, which is not good. Fordham, you know, they struggle defensively. They're shooting 40% from the field, 30% from three-point land. They lost their last three out of the last 4. One of their best players is hurt, Quisenberry, but I don't know if he's going to play or not. They're 6-4 at home. They lost 8 of their last 10. They can't score either. They're 270th in scoring. So George Mason should win this game. They'll win it by 9 points. They'll win it 69-60, and they'll cover the game. They'll cover the 5.5 point spread. Our next game will be Temple versus Cincinnati. Temple has a lot of injury issues right now. But, you know, they bounced back from a 2-game losing streak to beat SMU 64-57. Temple did. So Temple's going for the sweep against Cincinnati. They rank 35th in rebounding. They're shooting terrible from the foul line, 67.7 from the foul line. Shooting less than 30% from three-point land. They're 7-5 in conference, 14-9 in overall. They average 67 points a game. Cincinnati is 17-9 on the year, 7-6 in conference play. Cincinnati can't shoot either. But Temple did beat Cincinnati 61-58. So Cincinnati's going to be out smelling blood, man. You know, they want revenge. They want revenge against Temple. Cincinnati also is a good defensive team. They rank 10th in defensive field goal percentage. The spread on this game is Cincinnati is favored by 6.5. I got Cincinnati winning by 7. Cincinnati's going to win this game by 7. They'll win it 66-59. So Cincinnati's going to cover the spread. So take Cincinnati minus 6.5. And our last game we're going to talk about is Washington State versus USC. Washington State is 14-11. USC is 22-4. Now Washington State has lost 4 in a row. They got killed by UCLA on Thursday, 76-56. In that game, they shot 28.3%, which is horrible. They're 53rd in opponent field goal percentage, which is not bad. They're 14-11. But this game kind of scares me, man, because USC is only favored by, I believe it's 5.5. Let's see. Yeah, USC, as good as USC is, they're 22-4. They're only favored 5.5. So this game scares me, man. I smell a rat. I smell a rat. Now USC they rank 42nd in points allowed, They've won 10 in a row versus Washington State. They average 4 more rebounds per game than Washington State. They average 73.3 points a game. I got a feeling this is going to be a close game, man. I know USC has dominated the Cougars, man, but why is the spread only 5.5? You know. So the odds makers, they see something. They see something in Washington State. So I got a feeling this is going to be a close game. I got USC winning 79-76. And let me tell you something, man. This Washington State team is going to be fired up because they play like crap versus UCLA. So they're going to be ready to play, man. They're going to be ready to play. USC, they really don't have nothing to play for. They're going to make the tournament. But Washington State, they're fighting for their lives. They play like crap last game. So I expect them to be ready to play, man. So USC, they won't cover. Washington State will cover. So take Washington State with the points, 5.5. All right, that is all. And have a good day. This is BRC Ball Net or Ball Talk. Have a good one.